Today we're going to talk about REED's DMPVC drilling machine. This machine is used for drilling into plastic pipes, so PVC, polyethylene, any plastics, specifically for waterworks. To do this job properly, make sure that you have the right REED tools and equipment. So we have all the equipment laid out today. All the REED tools that are needed are available at your REED distributor. So the first step in the process is to clean the pipe properly in the area you're going to drill, just to make sure there's no dirt, debris, or grease or oil on the pipe. And you want to use a cleaner that is food safe, because this is a water service line and this is potable water for people to drink. So we want to make sure that we don't put any contaminants in the water. The next step is to select the proper size service saddle for your application. These service saddles are available at your local distributor. We're going to place it on the pipe. We're now going to install the nuts and washers onto each stud. And obviously these are available in different sizes for different pipes. Right now we're using a 6-inch DR18 water service saddle. This is specifically for PVC. Make sure you get the nuts and tighten evenly to evenly distribute all the pressure across the water line. Today we're going to use REED's L4-in-1 to tighten the nuts. You want to tighten these nuts in the proper procedure laid out in your manufacturer's recommendation. Once the nuts are tightened to the manufacturer's recommendations, we're going to select the proper corp stop. Today we're using a Ford 1-inch corp stop. At this point, make sure that the corporation stop is open after it's tightened. And to do that, we're going to use two REED tools. One to tighten it. We're going to use REED's R-Corp to tighten the corp onto the saddle. To close the corporation stop, we're going to use a REED adjustable wrench. We're going to rotate the knob until it is perpendicular to the axis of the corporation stop. To open it, we're going to rotate it so that it is parallel to the axis of the corporation stop. For this operation, we want the valve to be open. We want to choose our corporation adapter to attach our drilling machine to the valve. Today we're using REED's 1-inch corporation adapter since we were using a 1-inch valve. So we're going to tighten the corporation adapter onto the valve, and these are available in other sizes for many applications. For this machine, we go from 1/2, 3/4, and 1. And to tighten the corporation adapter onto the valve, we're going to use REED's R-Corp wrench. The next step is to put the proper shell cutter onto the machine. We're choosing the REED PL875. This is a shell cutter for cutting into plastic pipes. So it'll cut into PVC, PE, polypropylene, any type of plastic pipe that you have. Today we're going to get it prepped by using REED's tapping compound. The tapping compound is food safe. It adds a layer of lubrication to the cutting edges of the tool to make the cutting action smoother and less vibration. It also helps to collect any chips created during the drilling process. The next step is to attach the drilling bit to the machine. Insert the boring bar down into the corp adapter and the corp stop. Before you do this, make sure that the boring bar is retracted far enough so that it doesn't touch the pipe at this point. You can check this by measuring it next to the pipe and the corp stop. Install the drilling machine onto the corporation adapter. Tighten the machine onto the corp adapter using REED's R-Corporation wrench. We're going to take REED's ratchet wrench with a 7/16 socket We're going to advance the boring bar down to the point where the cutter makes contact with the pipe. Advance the boring bar slowly. When the cutter makes contact with the pipe, begin to slowly, steadily advance the boring bar into the pipe. You will feel less resistance once the cutter advances past the pipe and your drilling is complete. Make sure you go in a few more turns to make sure that all residual cuts and chips are broken off. Reverse the direction of the boring bar and retract the cutter past the corporation valve. Once the boring bar and cutter are retracted past the valve, we can now close the valve. If the ball valve does not close, it means that the cutter is not retracted far enough yet. The tab is now perpendicular to the axis of the corporation stop. To remove the tool, we're going to remove the corporation adapter from the corporation stop. REED PL 875 and other shell cutters are made so that they retain the coupon and chips during the drilling operation so that you don't get any contaminants in your water pipe. Next, we're going to remove the corporation adapter from the drilling machine using REED's R-Corp wrench. We're going to remove chips and coupon from the shell cutter. To inspect the points of the shell cutter to make sure that it is fit for use again. Make sure that there are no chips on the cutting surfaces and the cutting surfaces are still sharp. This shell cutter is not damaged and can be reused. The shell cutters can be reused as long as the tips are sharp and there is no damage to the surfaces. To remove the shell cutter from the boring bar, you use REED's adjustable wrench and loosen it from the boring bar. After the drilling operation is complete, you can now run the service line from the corporation stop to the intended location. That completes the drilling operation for today using the DMPVC plastic drilling machine from REED.